Hello, World Tank Blitzers, it's Littlefinger, and I've got a full tank review on the T34-2G-FT. You can see it here in the newly updated garage. We are now outdoors, but this is a Tier 7 Chinese tank destroyer. Let's take a quick look at the tech tree here. You've just come from the WOT and I did a full tank review of that. Love that tank, and I am really enjoying this T34-2G-FT. You can see don't quite have enough experience points to upgrade yet to the WZ111, but we're getting there, and I am really enjoying this tank. Don't know too much about the line. As we get up to Tier 10, you really don't see many of them at Tier 10, so making a push on that right now. Just real quick, you can see here with my consumables and provisions and ammunition, I will jump into equipment. Running the gun rammer, our pen on this is really good. It's a 122 millimeter gun with really good pen, so I'm gonna go ahead and just try to increase that damage per minute. Running the defense system, obviously camouflage net. We do have horrible aim time, so we're going to get that down with both the enhanced gun laying drive and the vertical stabilizer. The armor on the front's not great, so I didn't think that 4% would really do much, so I'm running the improved assembly, getting 60 additional hit points. Not sure what that really does in the long run, but maybe it'll save me in one game, who knows. Engine accelerator. And this is what I'm loving about this tank. It really does move well. So we'll jump in and we will compare this to some of the other tanks in the tier. Alright guys, here we are on blitzstars.com using Tank Compare. T34-2G on the left, obviously. SU-122 44-star meal and ISU-122S, which is a premium tank. These three have 122 millimeter or just a little bit larger gun, and so that's why I wanted to compare their damage per minute and pen numbers with our tank here. SU-100 M1 and the Jagdpanther are both very good mobile tanks, and so I wanted to use those to compare our mobility statistics. As a DPM of 2650, you can see we're above the two non-premium. The ISU-122S is a good bit higher there. It is a premium pay-to-win tank, without a doubt. The pen on the T34-2G 192 is really good. 231 on the steering wheel is overpowered, but needless to say, you can really survive with 192, which is why I'm running the gun rammer, getting that up to 2850. Average damage per shot 400, and your shell velocity is 800. So again, we move down here to the weapon handling, and we talk about aim time, and it's the worst in the class. Our dispersion, again, worst in the class. So with that being said, you want to use this as a much more aggressive, mobile, get in positions where you can't miss type of shots. Good thing here is you've got an aiming arc of 12 degrees either side, so you have 24 degrees that you can look without moving the tank and resetting your camo. You've got -5 degrees of gun depression. As we move into movement and mobility here, 50 kilometers per hour, it can really get up and go. We look at the SU-100, 50 kilometers, both the same speed, but the trade-off with the SU-100 is you only got -2 degrees of gun depression. It is a very difficult tank to play. Jagdpanther there, probably, almost best in class, I would say, with that 55 kilometers per hour speed. Alright guys, now let's get into some gameplay. Dynasty Pearl, yes, bottom tier, and a common thread I think you'll see in the games. I haven't even figured out which games I'm going to choose yet, but I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say I bet most of the games I show, I am going to be on the outside of the map to start out. You can see this the speed that this tank has and its ability to get to a position, check out what's going on in the game, and then relocate. So if we get pushed hard, we can get to safety. If the enemy's on the other team and we're not being very productive, we can relocate, switch over to heat, and get a shot into the Black Prince. But you can see us half hanging out over the building, not giving a whole big target. I mean, I was shootable at that place, but you see our long aim time And we do miss that shot because we weren't fully aimed and he was backing behind the building. But again, we're going to stay with our other two heavies here and just try to focus fire. They've gone into the middle. T34, I'm not sure why that must have been just a little bit too low and didn't do any damage, but we're able to get one last shot into the back and set him on fire there. The pen on this, on an angled IS tank, you're going to have trouble with, so I switched back to the T34. He's lower health anyway. Rather get these low health big gun tanks out early. Again, here's T34 side of the turret, 416. So we're just trying to stay out of the fray as much as possible. Trying to get a shot. You can see here, poorly aimed. Should have been aimed a little bit to the right at his wheel well. If nothing else, we would have tracked him and kept him in position a little bit longer. But now the Helsing's pushing on us. The IS is pushing on us. We take shots from each of them. And we're going to get up here. A little bit of safety. We see the Panther is a one-shot. So finish him off. It's 4-on-3, 4-on-2 now. So just going to go ahead and clear the Helsing. And since we have the advantage, 1-on-3, I'm going to go ahead and do a little sitting on the IS-5 here. Need to get off before I die. And bounce or miss that shot. Thought he had shot, so I was trying to get in the clears, but he misses as well. So Tiger takes him down to just 20 hit points, so I can switch over to HE and finish him off. So 28-13 in damage, 3 kills, not bad for being bottom tier. And that's what I like. It is a TD. It's limited in the being able to turn the turret, but hey, you can get around the battlefield and you can do some serious damage. All right, guys, here's the second game. Yamato Harbor, bottom tier, platooned up with Tampa Banff. And as you know, this map has a good TD spot, so I'm going to head out to it. Calls left. I will say that I did struggle a little bit early on with this tank just because the equipment upgrades on it. The engine increases your turning by 7 degrees per second, and so do the tracks. So combined, that's 14 degrees per second less in the stock vehicle. So it's really difficult, in my opinion, to use this tank's mobility when you're looking at, 32 degrees per second versus 46 degrees per second. So once I got those upgrades and the gun upgraded, I really started to enjoy this tank, but it was a little bit painful getting up to where I thought that I was not going to be happy with this tank. But anyway, you can see we got a couple of those shots just barely through there. I totally missed that my platoon mate is calling for help. I'm focused on trying to needle that shot on through there. And, feel like I'm getting some shots. They're all not going in. And now I see that my platoon mate is asking for help. And I just sit here. Like, oh, there he is. He's way over there. All right, better go help. He's in a lupus, so he's got some good armor. But I'm going to swing around here and get here just in time to really help him out. Bulldog first. And then we'll use our speed and we'll close on in. You can see that long aim time here, but got to be patient, make it work, get those kills. Now we'll switch over to HE on the back. I don't use HE a lot with this tank, primarily only into the backside of other weaker tanks. Your penetration is 60. But the thing that I think with it is that your damage, if you fully penetrate, is 500. Damage on a regular AP shot is 400. If you don't pen, you know, you're going to get 100, 200, something like that. So the risk reward for penning on HE is pretty high, if you ask me. So for the most part, I do stick with just the regular AP, and you can see there it's showing 2850 in damage. But when we get to the end of the game, we've got 3262, which means at least one of those shots that I took into the blind landed when the game started. Alright guys, now we'll show a top tier game. This time on Canyon, again tuned up with Tampa Banff, and calling to hope that someone's going to go middle. Played this map a few times, and it's really hard when you don't have someone spotting the middle. So getting into this nice little spot, you can see we've got protection on the left and the right. If anyone does come up there, we're basically only showing our gun mantlet, but looks like no one's coming, so off we go. Love how this tank accelerates and gets up to a really nice top speed here. Just gonna throw in a speculative shot, and then we start getting a couple popping up. Now, I'm not sure if our guy down there is AFK or if what's going on. If that was where he decided, you know what, spawn looks like a good spot to camp out. Looks like he's not moving. So we got a pretty good distance here. Got the backside of the PZ4S. 559. So when it goes through, you know, it's obviously a nice shot. Ugh, look at that. That's frustrating. Aimed it right in the center of mass just about, and completely chunked it. 379 on the second shot that goes in. But these guys are all down here in the low spot. We're already down 2 tanks. One of them was AFK. And we'll just take our shot back around. There's so much going on down here. Now we're down 3 tanks. And this gun accuracy, that's a good example. It's not the most accurate gun in the world, so sniping from distance is difficult. We'll get that one to hit the hatch on the Tiger, though. And we're spotted. And it's not looking good. We've only got 3 guys left. Get our first kill there. We got a couple of tanks down here that are one shot. So I just want to try to get in. Like I was saying, get in close. So you don't have to aim. I mean, look at that. I didn't even have to aim. The whole circle was on them. Some bad driving here. Gets me caught a little bit on the hill. We're lucky to track the Tiger. We can back up far enough that we can just sit here and aim in on the hatch and finish him off. We did take a couple shots, but now we are around cover. 2 on 3. Trying to help my platoon mate here. And if I just had waited to take that shot, I wouldn't have missed and I'd have got the kill. But it's 2 on 2 now. Just going to try to see, where are they? Don't know where they are. Afraid. There's the Churchill. Oh, we're going to take a shot for spotting him there. Now we are a 1 shot. I know he's slow, so I think my only hope here is to get some distance. So off we go, using our speed and mobility. And now it is 2 on 1. I know this guy is not expecting me. Oh, but I've been spotted. So now he sees I'm here. Let's see if we can't race him to getting a shot in. What am I doing? Aim it. There we go. Thread the needle. Whew. All right. So now it's one-on-one. And I'm not sure where he is. So I was just figuring to relocate when I spot him coming up the hill there. Big old heavy tank, doesn't have very good view range, hasn't spotted me. So get our shot, get to cover. Now we are both one shots. I know where he's going. He's going to cap. But I don't think it'd be very smart of me to pull around right where he's probably going to be looking at me. So what are we going to do? We're going to relocate. Let him sit on the base. We still got a minute and 10, 15 seconds. So we got all the time we need to relocate. He's most likely going to be looking the opposite direction where the shot came from. So let's take the long way around so that there's definitely no chance of a proximity spot. And then let's rush in here and get the kill. But better make sure we keep in mind we've got only 5 degrees of gun depression. Come around the corner. Oh no, oh no, no. Yep, we managed to get it in there. Take him out for a 5 kill, 3,600 damage, ace mastery game. Super fun. Love the close ones. Wish there were more of these in the game. Way too many lopsided games right now. So there you have my thoughts on the T34-2G-FT. Clearly one of my top 5 tier 7 tank destroyers. If we go non-premium, probably 1 or 2. I really am enjoying this tank. You do get a few bounces off of it, but I love the speed. I love the damage it does. And just overall fun to play. Just make sure you're using a play style where you are staying alive, obviously, at the onset of the game. Don't waste those hit points. Don't just trade them up front. You save them and trade them at the end of the game. So with that, guys, hope you're having fun. Stay safe out there. Get educated, not fingered. Littlefinger out.